Welcome back to the Panelist podcast, people, and this is another edition of UCL Nights. And what a better time to record than the day before the Champions League is back. Football is back, Champions League is back, and everybody is celebrating American football. Tomorrow nights and Wednesday nights are the nights that we live for. On the panel, we have Guni, Flawless, and if you guys are day ones of this channel, you'll remember Ryan, one of the originators of the channel, and we are here to talk about Champions League football. But before we get into it, please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and let's check in with the boys. Guni, how you doing?
I'm all good, but I just have a burning question. Flawless, why do you have a calculator next to you?
You know what it is? You know what it is? I'm at my sister's. This is my sister's workspace. So that's why.
I hear it.
Yeah. So that's why if you see random stuff, so if you see like a calculator, this bottle here, like someone was like, yo, you doing too well because my sister got, is this Off-White? She got Off-White bag, like handbag.
Well, damn.
Yeah. So it was like, yo, you making too much YouTube money. I was like, it's not mine, it's my sister's. So that's why I've got a calculator next to me and all random stuff. That's why.
He's trying to calculate how much points he's going to get this season after that 3-0 whooping from City, We're not going to go there.
I hear the magic number's 40, bro. Just reach 40, you'll be fine.
Speaking of 40, man, cheers for that for Ganacho, man. Appreciate it.
All right, so Flawless, how you doing? This Champions League football, people, keep it UCL, please.
Let's keep it Champions League, please. Yes, let's do so. That don't involve Manchester United Football Club, so I'm here, as a neutral, unbiased party in this. But big up for having me. Shout out to you, Javon. Big up Guni. Big up Ryan as well.
Ryan, it's been a while, brother. How you doing?
It's been a while, bro. How you been? How have you guys been, man?
I mean, we've been, picking up trophies. Defeating the best team in the league in Europe here and there,
Okay, counting chips, all right.
Scamming wins, good stuff. How about you? How's Arsenal?
Man legit said.
Hey, man. What was this? Second place for what? 3 years in a row? Maybe four years in a row? Who knows? Still haven't got a chip ever since the FA Cup during the COVID era. So it's been a little stale, but. Like we always say, there's always next season, and this is the next season that we finally might win something.
Okay, all right, Netflix FC. But people, again, this is Champions League football. And one of the biggest ties that we will be watching and hopefully talking about on next week's episode is Arsenal versus Athletic Club. Now, Athletic Club, their last campaign out wasn't in Europe, wasn't the best because they lost to... Oh! They lost to the fraud, didn't they? They lost to Flawless. Yeah. You guys beat them in Europa League last year, didn't you?
Yeah, we did, man.
So speak to us about what we can see.
They didn't win at Old Trafford. You should know about that. But go on. Sorry, as you were. Go on. You know what I'm saying? What was the question? Yeah, we did.
Talk about the match.
They were very poor against us. I was super surprised. Like when the first leg in particular, because one thing's without watching, like, because outside of Barcelona and Real Madrid, I don't really watch Spanish sides like out of that, but they were doing well in the league. And one thing you expect from the Liga sides, especially the better one, is to move the ball well, be very technically sound. That's in a hostile environment. And we played there, and I was super surprised by their lack of quality. I was. And the fact that we won there was a deserved win, and we ended up beating them in the second leg. I don't know how they've gotten really this so far this season, but if they're anything like that, Arsenal are going to beat them comfortably. Absolutely comfortably. Because we dealt with them, and Arsenal are a better side than Manchester United. So I'd expect them to do so.
Yeah, I echo that statement. But another thing, they made Champions League football based on their league form last season, not necessarily their form in Europe. What I'm looking for from Athletic Bilbao is to see how the good football they played last season and in the league so far translate to the Champions League. No, it may not come against Arsenal because we all can put our biases aside for a minute and say Arsenal do have a good squad. So I don't expect them to root up any trees. I do expect an Arsenal win. But a better performance, be a bit more resolute because they are playing at home, and I think it's in the Basque Country. The atmosphere over there can get a bit rocky.
Yeah, you would expect it to be, but like I said, that's why I mentioned it. Like I expected that against us semi-final, and it wasn't. So maybe it is against Arsenal.
So I hope it is. I hope it turns up against Arsenal.
Javon froze.
Yes, of course I froze.
I believe so.
Yeah, he's froze. But yeah, that's what I was saying, as Javon was saying there about the potential of it, and that's what you would expect from Bilbao, but it
I
really
mean,
wasn't. Maybe against Arsenal, the place is jumping.
my
Maybe
internet,
it's thriving because it is
my
Champions
internet
League. But
has
I
No,
don't
I
know.
agree.
I know they started off their season well. I think they've won 3 out of their first 4, I believe. So they're in good form,
And
but they weren't in good form when they played us. Go.
And their most important thing too, they kept Nico Williams. You know, the whole summer
Yes,
the speculation is
hotspot.
that he was supposed to go to Barcelona. So keeping him, I think that was huge for them. Place is probably going to be electric with both the Williams brothers there. I want to say Arteta's probably going to put a little bit more of a reserve side. Probably be a little bit safe, cautious, just like how he did with the opening match against Manchester United too. So I don't see him doing anything crazy in that match, especially with the amount of injuries that we had. I see a bit of a reserve side going there. Hopefully we get all the 3 points out of there.
Yeah, let's see. What you saying, Guni, in regards to it? What's your thoughts on it?
First of all, I'd like to make it unequivocally clear that I never want anything good for Arsenal. I absolutely despise this team. So now that we got out of the way, I can be objective. And I do have Arsenal as clear favourites to win this game. I'd actually be very surprised if they don't take all 3 points going into Athletic Bilbao. Because from what I've seen of Nico Williams, and the only reason why I've kept my eye on Nico Williams is because one of my guys, Darko, has just kept on telling me about Nico Williams season in, season out. And honestly, I've just never been that impressed by him. And he hasn't started the season very well. That's the honest truth. In terms of Bilbao, how they're looking, I mean, they've played. I think they've played 4, and they've got, I think it's 8 or 9 points. I believe it's 9 points. In La Liga.
I think it's 9 from 12. I double checked.
Yeah, something like that in La Liga. So look, not the best start, not a terrible start. Again, I just don't see him getting a result against Arsenal. Being honest, I just don't see it.
Yeah,
I do think we have a very strong defense. Sorry, Flawless, go ahead.
No, it's cool going around. It's your team, so we want to hear from you more from the Arsenal side of things because you got an invested interest. I just wanted to say I back up Gooni's point about unequivocally hating Arsenal.
No, don't get me wrong.
But the best for them.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I definitely expect 3 points tomorrow. I do think, like I said, the reserve nature of like how Arteta sets up the team. Defensively, we're strong. I don't think we'll give much away unless it's like, you know, the stupid mistakes from the back when we're trying to build a play. Usually it's the offensive side where it does look a little unorthodox a little bit, trying to force it through the wings, and then we just, you know, we don't create much from there. So hopefully we're able to find where the opposition, especially in Bilbao, might not be as intense as it is in the Premier League. Maybe that could be our, you know, opportunity to get a couple of goals from there. So we'll have to see tomorrow to how he can rotate the squad a little bit.
Yeah, that is going to be interesting to see how he indeed does that. But Ryan, let's ask you, how far are you expecting Arsenal to go in the competition? Bear in mind, you did reach the semi-finals last year. Where is it? And you've invested heavily. I think general consensus would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, the Arsenal squad is now better than it was last season overall. So what are you expecting from Arteta in that sense?
Same thing as last year. Minimum semi-finals, push for the Champions League title. I don't see why we can't compete on both fronts with the squad that we have. Mm-hmm. We're reinforced in all positions on the field. Yeah. Players that can play multiple positions as well. Injuries, yeah, it's a bit of, you know, it's been the struggling thing for us. But, you know, with the reinforcements that we have, I don't see why we can't push for it.
Yeah. All right, and that's fair. So you say minimum semi-finals, then you get there. Where do you put Arsenal in regards to favourites? Like, who's your top 4 favourites in the league? So, I mean, for the Champions League, of course, you've got Arsenal one. Who are the main rivals do you think that are going to stop you from potentially winning it?
PSG's looking at their schedule. They have the hardest schedule out of all of them, but I still expect them to make it through to the knockouts. They're definitely up there. Real Madrid, even though their team isn't the same, this is their tournament. I expect them to be there. Barcelona, there's another one. I think they have a little bit from last year where they kind of regret, you know, not making it to the final. I thought that was their tournament. And then definitely Liverpool, they're a must contender. I think City will also show up in this if they could get their situations with, you know, how they're building up play, because they lost a lot of key players, and it's a new team for them. And I think Chelsea will make a deep run in this competition too. As much as I hate to hate,
Javon's
as
agrees,
much as I hate on them, I think they'll make a good run.
I hate you, Ryan. I hate on them too, but I agree with you.
And
That's
Bayern.
my his. Yeah, I echo that. What are you saying, Javon? Welcome back, my friend, man.
My apologies. I'm going to have to scrap with those internet providers because I call them today, and they're preventing me from single-handedly being great in this life, in this YouTube space. But we're back, people.
Yeah, you called me a fraud and you're 20 minutes late to your own show. Yeah, so how about that?
Listen, what Mati says, lateness is greatness, and we are great around here, you know. But people, thank you guys for carrying on the show. I missed most of that. I'm gonna have to watch it back myself because I'm a fan of all of you except Ryan. Now, we're moving on. Real Madrid versus Marseille. Hate Arsenal, hate Manchester United. Real Madrid versus Marseille. Listen, in the league, they're perfect. Real Madrid are perfect, and they look like a different outfit in the league. I've watched a couple of the games, even the game they played Sunday. Xavi Alonso has made this side a bit more solid, and he's kind of making Mbappe the main man. So Mbappe's carried on the form he had from last season. He's scoring goals. They look a bit better defensively, but they're still trying to gel. And Jude Bellingham is back, so he might return back in the Champions League against Marseille. So I'm expecting a Real Madrid win. Any qualms?
Nah, no qualms with
From
that.
me.
You're saying they've looked better. I've not watched them. I've not actually had because of the Premier League games have been so late, and at the same time, I've not managed to watch them. But Madrid always have an opportunity in a knockout competition just because of the amount of talent they have in their side. Say this all the time. I don't think they're one of the better teams. Like I think the likes of Chelsea and Arsenal and PSG and Barca are better teams than them, but they have individual quality to win you a tie at any given moment. That's what it is. They got quality all around that can do that. So they'll be there or thereabouts. And if you're saying Xavi Alonso is making them more solid defensively and they're looking better, they could be a sleeper for the competition, especially with a favourable run.
Most definitely. And tomorrow, I'm expecting a minimum 2-0 win from them for Marseille. So moving on, because we kind of expect Real Madrid. Let's talk about, because we all watch Premier League football here, and I'll start with Guni on this one. Let's talk about Thomas Frank being back in the Champions League. Well, being in the Champions League, I think this is his first time in the Champions League, and Spurs returning. Under Thomas Frank, Spurs look like a different outfit, in my opinion. There's no more Daniel Levy. What can we expect what do you think Spurs are going to come with tomorrow under this version of Spurs? Guni.
I mean, who are they playing? They're playing Villarreal,
yeah.
right? I mean, in terms of, it's a good team for them to face to begin the competition for them. I honestly think, and I think you're completely right when you say it's a different outfit completely, purely because one, they've made very good signings by their standards, and two, they've actually got a decent manager. I think Thomas Frank is a decent manager. Villarreal, a very unknown element for me. That's a team that I haven't really been watching, to be fair. So I don't know what I'm going to expect from them. But just going off Premier League bias, I'm just being honest. I think... it wouldn't even be fair to say that, actually. It wouldn't be fair. Let me not be disingenuous and do that. But again, I just don't know what to expect. I just know that Thomas Frank's a decent manager. He's got a couple decent signings that are there in that team. And they should really be, they should be doing all right, at least in the beginning stages of the competition. Like, I know it's a very vague and not really descriptive prediction, but I just don't know enough about the opponent to really say anything truthful. You know what I mean?
Listen, no, your take is 100% right, because UCL football is always going to be different from league football, and we haven't seen a UCL game yet. Look at the amount of teams, i.e. Chelsea, who's played horribly in the league, but one of the strongest teams in the UCL competition. You know, so again, people, this show is for Champions League football and the performances in Champions League football. And this episode is somewhat of a preview to some of the games that we think are going to be very interesting. Juventus Dortmund is always an interesting game. Juventus Dortmund is always an interesting match. Juventus just came off a 4-3 win against Inter Milan, wasn't it? Yep, yeah, it was a cracker of a match, people. That match was a banger.
It was.
Yeah, that match was a banger. Dortmund hasn't started the best, you know. Recently, over recent years, Dortmund has been letting me down. They won the last game, but that was against Heidenheim. And recent years in Champions League football, Dortmund has been a bit lackluster, apart from the season, which was the season before when they went to the Champions League final, and then we saw how that ended, because that was against Real Madrid. So I'm expecting a win for Juventus. Moving on to Wednesday's match, because that's what we really want to talk about, right? Guni!
That's what Javon wants to talk about.
Listen, let people that have won the Champions League before speak, sir. Right? Actually,
okay.
Let me take it one bit. Let people that have won a European trophy speak, sir.
Oh man, you took it there.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. No Arsenal. I see. I have to deal with it from Flawless, and I can't say nothing because he's won a European trophy.
Deal with what?
All right, I have to deal with this banter from Flawless. I'm not taking it from an Arsenal fan. Guni,
I just defend myself. You take shots. It's crazy.
innocent me. Do I look like a person that takes shots? No.
Yes.
I'm very innocent.
Yes.
Guni, talk to me.
Jamaican don't take shots. Go to the bar, man.
Guni, talk to me. Bayern Munich at home, coming off the draw against Brentford. What we say?
If we've got Esteval's back, Cole Palmer, Ja Pedro, and Neto, if I see that front four, I believe we can beat anybody.
Yes.
In the Champions League.
I agree.
100%, I think we can beat anybody. And Bayern are no different. Look, I've got to respect their attacking talent is frightening. You know, Elise, for me, who's their best attacker, very, very talented player that we all know about. Gnabry, who scored an absolute just banger.
You saw it, right? That was a ooh.
Yeah, the dirty finish, yeah. So I don't know if that's him coming back into any kind of form or it's just one of those moments where he was just caught it nicely and ran with it. I don't know. Luis Diaz, who I feel is a decent player. I feel like he was, when he was in the Prem, I don't know, man. I don't know if underrated was the word. I just think unfairly criticised with him. I do think he's a decent player. Then obviously Harry Kane is Harry Kane. But at the same time, when I look at the matchups in terms of our defense versus their attack, I look at Elise, I'm thinking, he's the biggest danger. But he's going to be primarily starting on that right side. And who's going to be defending that right side?
Big Cooks.
So,
what we're talking about.
right. There you go. So when I look at that and I say one of the best wingers in Europe against, you know, statistically, and I'm not a stats man, but my eyes tell me
Best left back in our world right now.
Exactly. One of the best left backs in the world. I like that matchup. I do like that matchup. And considering, you know, how Cucurella can be physical and he's not afraid of a challenge, I think it's going to be a good test for Elise. I'm not going to lie. On that right side, obviously you got Reece James, Luis Diaz, whatever you say, he's a tricky customer.
Yep.
But even still, I think that's lined up pretty well. And then obviously you've got Caicedo who helps screen that defense. So in terms of how I look at it from a tactical standard, from a tactical build-up, I'm not too shook. I swear, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, we can actually come away with 3 points. We can actually come away with a win. I don't think it's crazy for me to say that. I am not afraid of Bayern Munich. I'm not afraid of anybody in this competition. The only teams that do worry me actually slightly are just the English teams. So Liverpool, even dare I say it, Arsenal. Those are the only two teams where I'm looking and I'm saying they might be tricky, but even still, I don't think it will. I still think we got decent chances against them. But Bayern, I'm definitely not shook. Definitely not.
No, yep, I agree. You forgot to mention Harry Kane there, brother. I don't know.
No, I mentioned him. I mentioned him.
Okay.
Yeah, but like, you know, with him, like, you don't need to say too much. The man is who he is. He's a hitman, bro. The man is going to score goals. In terms of nullifying that threat, I don't know what to tell you. We've definitely got to be on point.
Yep.
And we definitely cannot see the lapses in concentration
Like we
and
saw.
the foolishness that we saw against Brentford.
Brother?
So Tosin and Chalobah, whoever's going to be that centre back pairing, they better get it right. They better be switched on.
Yeah, because again, it's a club's first time back in Champions League in after what, 3 years?
Yep.
So we have to show up and show out. For me, all of this falls on the manager, because you see, if I see the scrubby left-hand side that we saw against Brentford, I am going to lose it, because
I doubt that. I really doubt that.
That left-hand side was from the pits, the deepest pits of hell. And
Shadow Realm, bro.
Bro,
Yeah.
bro, that was in the Shadow Realm, and when Garnacha came on, he brought it to hell, right? So it's still a level up, but it's still not where it should be. You get what I'm
said he
saying?
brought it to hell. That's crazy.
It's not where it should be. But like you said, if Neto plays over there, thank goodness for Neto. If Neto plays over there, Estevao is back, Cole Palmer is in the middle. For me, and if we get that Enzo performance, because Enzo played well in that game against Brentford. If we get Enzo Caicedo,
but this is the thing, Javon, is I think this is the type of game where Enzo can do well. Because, look, the last, I believe Bayern played Augsburg in the Bundesliga, their last game.
Mm-hmm.
And the pivot for that game was Goretzka and Joshua Kimmich.
Yep.
Which, for me, those two are not the most mobile. They're not the most mobile midfielders going. They're not. And in terms of how we set up midfield-wise, Caicedo, Enzo, and then, if Reece James starts and he's going to invert and form that midfield three, I fancy our chances. And if Enzo's not going to keep getting overpressed, or he's going to be, shoulder to shoulder with midfielders all the time, that's how you want him to play. You want him to play in the sense where he doesn't have to overly rely on athleticism, because for me, that's where his weaknesses lie. He's not the most athletic player going, and that can go against him sometimes. But if he's given the space and the time to dictate, then that's where you're going to get the best out of Enzo. And I think the nature of both teams, Bayern Munich especially being a top-heavy team, encouraged to attack, I think it sits well for a player like Enzo.
Most definitely. And I agree. But for me, the biggest question mark will be over Maresca. First time in the Champions League, first time managing two important games, Brentford and Bayern Munich. What is your lineup going to be like? And I think the lineup you put out against Brentford is a bit of both. People are just coming back from international break. Plus, you have to manage what's coming ahead, because I just have a feeling that this game coming up for Chelsea, given everything, because remember, there's a lot of nuances to it. First time back in Champions League for the new owners. We just won 2 trophies. We're looking to make a mark. And not only that, some of these players have to show out in their first game, 100%. So for me, the managers, half of the battle is going to be with the manager. If he gets the starting lineup right, which I think we'll talk about this when I do the show with the boys. The preferred lineup would be Neto, Neto, Pedro, Estevao, Palmer, Enzo Caicedo, Reece James. We don't have a choice but Robert Sanchez in goal, Cucurella, and any one of those. Pick the best two centre-back pairs, So, and then we got to play. The only thing I'll say with this game is, because of how Bayern plays, kind of suits how we play. So if they want to press, we can beat the press. If they want to do the counter-attacking thing, we can go toe-to-toe with them. Even if they want to go physical, we can go physical as well. So this should be a good match. This will be a really good match. Now,
you don't fear for any tired legs? Especially as if you're going to do a Caicedo Enzo in the middle of the park?
No, because we have substitute. We don't have Iguso, but we have Andre Santos that can step in. We have Lavia, who's back fully fit, that can step in.
Is it me or Javon's in the Matrix?
I think we lost him again.
No.
It was on my end.
My God, bro. Am I still back?
Agent Smith got you, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yo, Javon sounded like a cyborg over there. Yeah, you're back, Javon, man.
But, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because of the midfield depth we have, I don't fear tired legs. I do fear tired legs up front. Because if this man puts on Gitten, you know what? Actually, this might be a good game for Gittins, because he knows Bayern Munich. He's performed against Bayern Munich.
No. We're not going to encourage this. We're not going to
Guni, man. We encourage people for freedom of speech, man. I'm with you on that, Javon, man. Why can't I get and start, man?
No, not start. I get it. Not start. No, not start. What? Not start.
Why can't he start, man?
You know what? Moving on to the next match. We're going to see Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid.
That should be a good one.
Ryan, let me get your thoughts on this.
So Liverpool, in the last 4 games of the Premier League, they've been winning literally within, if not in stoppage time, within like 10 minutes to go. People are calling it slot time, back taking it over from the Fergie time. Liverpool, I don't know, they're just getting the results done. And Atletico Madrid, they're going away from home. They're going to be tough to beat either way. But they've been looking a little bit different. They're not the same defensive team. So I think this is going to be a very interesting match. I think we're going to get some goals out of this one.
Can Liverpool lose their first game of the season and the first game in Champions League.
But it's a possibility. But they've also been looking somewhat shaky at the back. They've kind of seemed to patch it up a little bit, but it's tough to say because who knows if what's the young man's name from Atletico, the Argentine.
Alvarez.
Yep.
Alvarez, how did I forget him? But listen, if he's on his game, I don't see why he can't put one or two past Liverpool.
Yeah, and that goes back to that goes to the next thing I have in mind here. Liverpool defensively have not clicked yet. Now, I'm not saying that they're horrible defensive because they have good players in the defense. I still have a question mark over Kirkes, and if they dare make the mistake and play Slabazai at right back, then they can be gotten at, and that could be bad. Like the right winger, one of these days, the right winger is going to catch Slabazai and he's going to put him in a blender, and I will be there. You know? So, with that being said, it's depending on how Liverpool set up defensively. I know it's at Anfield, but I feel like Liverpool might lose this one. Depending on, and I'm strictly going based off how they played, because they can't keep getting away with this. You know,
I don't see Szoboszlai in the right back with Frimpong back, and I think Connor Bradley is also back as well.
Is he fit?
I think the international break. I don't know if they're 100% fit, but I think they'll play a role in there because Szoboszlai is definitely needed in the middle of the park.
Yeah. Well, we might see a fullback pairing of Connor Bradley and Robertson because apparently Kirkins got
McAllister's injured too.
Oh, okay. So Szoboszlai might be put in. Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see. And this would probably be a good game for Wirtz from looking from a Liverpool perspective.
He needs a revival, yeah.
Bro. I'm because I rate the player. That's why I haven't said anything publicly yet. But I'm watching. He's struggling with the physicality of the league. He's struggling to get into a rhythm. They want to give him time, $150 million asset. Hey, they didn't do anything like that for Caicedo, but we move. And one of the last biggest game, a last good game on Wednesday would be PSG Atalanta. Flawless. What are we saying about PSG?
PSG, I think everyone expects them to be there or thereabouts. Despite what you lot did to them in the Club World Cup, if they're not your favourites, they're probably top two. You know what I'm saying? Like worst case scenario, top three. They're definitely like in my top two for the competition. I think they will be there or thereabouts, semi-finals minimum for them. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. I don't think did they add anyone major in I didn't really follow them. Did they add anyone major in the summer window?
No one major.
Obviously,
they just replaced.
They got the new goalkeeper.
That was a major. That was a major upgrade because apparently he's better playing up from the back. So that would be a major upgrade.
That's what they say. Yeah. That's what they say. And I'm just gonna have a look here in regards to how they've started their season as well to see. So yeah, they're currently sat top 4-4, as you would expect, because you would expect them to win their league as well. So it seems they're in good form. Just looking at their results, that's just basically beat to lose 6-3, beat Lens 2-0 the last game as well. So you'd expect PSG, they're of a certain level. They set the bar last year. They set the Champions League alight. No one can't say they had a favourable draw last season. They ran the English gauntlet and beat all the English teams. And deservedly so as well. There, so. And they were good matches. Well, because you lot were in the Champions League, so
we'll beat them in
we'll see what competition. Yeah, you beat them in the Club World Cup. And we're gonna see what happens if you do run into them in the Champions League. Yeah, we fully aware you lot world champions hype and all that shit at Brentford. But the point I'm making is the fact that PSG are just of a certain quality. That midfield trio, that front three in particular as well, top quality. So I'd expect them to do the business 110% and get past Atalanta. I'm not sure how Atalanta have done in Serie A, how they've had their start. But I know they lost. Who did they? Did they lose Lookman in the end? They did, right?
Yeah, I think we went to Napoli.
I think Lookman ended up moving on.
Yep.
I
don't know, that's a good question.
Let's
actually check.
Double check
we
that.
do our research here on this show, people. Even he's still there.
He's still there. He didn't move.
Yeah. He did stay. He stayed there. So
okay.
I'm just checking now as well how we've got on. 1 second. We actually have a look. And you lot, run up the likes and hit the subscribe button as well. Make sure you do so.
Yo, I didn't even know that he was born in South London. Mental.
I didn't know that.
It says here Wandsworth, South London, Wandsworth, London.
Mad thing. Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, that is mad. Born in South. Yeah, that is mad. But I'm looking here 7-1 win, 2 draws, 0 losses. So Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they do indeed line up, but you would expect PSG to do the business against Atalanta. What you man saying on that fixture?
Ryan, go ahead, bro.
All right, so Man City, they're a bit tricky. All right, we're with all their dominance. This was on the, with a previous. Excuse the dogs in the background. I it's tough to say where they're really going to be with this new team. At home, I think they'll get the business done, but I think they're going to struggle a lot with their away fixtures. And it all depends on injuries as well. I know Holland will get his quota of goals. Now for the Napoli game coming up, they're at home. I expect them to get a win. That's the minimum result for them, but don't be surprised if Napoli throws a wrench in there.
Do not take that Napoli game lightly. Hey, it's De Bruyne back at the Etihad. It's your boy McTominay back at the Etihad.
Super Scott McTominay, by Ballon d'Or flipping nominee and that.
That is it, Guni.
Kevin De Bruyne too.
Yep, that is it, Guni. You know, you see his face when he heard McTominay. He's not having it.
It was the McTominay, yo boy. That's what it was. That was the part I got. He's in Naples, mate. You know what I'm saying? Just to clarify. He currently plays his football and lives in the city of Naples.
That's funny. Yeah? No, but
joke, man.
But the reason why I said this game is not going to be as simple or straightforward like Ryan may have hinted to. It should be a City win because City's at home, but we see what City's like defensively. Like when they go up against good team or a team that has a good structure. Yes, I know they just beat Manchester United, so yes, a little bit of banter there. But seriously, when they go up against Napoli, it's not going to be easy, especially in the midfield. They might run the midfield. Napoli might might have a better midfield outfit, not necessarily players, but a better midfield outfit than Manchester City. Because in the midfield, you're going to have Inguisi, you're going to have Labocta, and you're going to have De Bruyne. Plus, you'll have McTominay and Politano. And based on how we see Napoli set up in their last outing, they had basically 5 midfielders. They had 5 midfielders and Højlund up top. No, we don't necessarily know how the coach is going to set up in the Champions League because they do have good wingers like Noah Lang, and they have also actually he's out injured, so they have wingers like Noah Lang that they can deploy and switch the system. So it may not be a straightforward match for Manchester City. Now, the Champions League rolls into Thursday this week, people, as the first week back. And the biggest match, arguably of the entire week, for me, well, let me not say biggest, but most interesting match would be that Newcastle versus Barcelona match.
St. James is going to be rocking.
I want everybody's opinion on this. Let's start with Guni.
Oof. That's going to be a decent game, but is Lamine going to be available for it?
No. I saw a report on Saturday that he might miss it because he definitely missed the game on Sunday, and the reports were saying he might miss the Newcastle game.
Honestly, I think even regardless of him not playing, I can see Barcelona still winning this game, to be completely honest. How I can see Newcastle getting something out of it is through 2 ways. One, counter-attacking football, because they definitely got the pace up top to do that. Walter Marder isn't actually the fastest, but you still got players like Gordon that can hurt them that way. And I think really and truly in that midfield, they're going to need to be physical as hell, which we know they don't mind doing. Mm-hmm. When they want to be, they can be an absolute set of bouncers in that midfield. So they're going to have to do the same thing. However, this is the Champions League. And in the Champions League, I personally feel anyway, you don't get away with much in compared to the Premier League in terms of physicality. That's what I think. So Newcastle are going to have to tread lightly, and they're going to have to play their dark cards very, very well. They're going to have to play their cards well. Otherwise, it could be a long thing for them. Because one sending off against a team like Barcelona, famously known to retain possession as well as they do, it's going to be a long, long evening. Long demoralizing evening if they're not careful. So, but my but I think Barcelona are going to get the result. I think they'll get the 3 points.
Okay. Ryan?
Yeah, kind of to add to him, as long as Eddie Howe can set his team up with the high line that Barcelona likes to play, I think they could probably get something out of this. Mm-hmm. Now, hopefully the occasion doesn't get to them, as long as they keep the 11 men on there, we could get a good amount of goals in this one from both sides. This could be a thriller. It has all the makings for it, too. Visa's injured, but their new guy, Voltemad, came in scoring on the weekend. We might see a little bit more of him. Mm-hmm. And Anthony Gordon, he's on the red card in the Prem, but he's still in there in the Champions League, so he'll definitely play in that one.
Yeah.
He has a lot to play for. So I think we got a good match. I disagree with you, Javon. I think Bayern Munich-Chelsea is the game of the week. But don't get me wrong, this will be a thriller.
And the reason why I'm saying this one is the game of the week is because I don't think much people are expecting things. I don't think people are expecting much from Newcastle. And that's why, for me, it might throw up a shocker. Because you just said with the highline, you've forgotten Ilanga. You got pace between Ilanga and Gordon. You got Tonali that can spray the ball over the top. And you got Voltemar, who seems like he can be clinical. So why not? Flawless, what's your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I think for me, it is the one I'm looking forward to the most. Because of, I think, Barcelona are just great to watch anyway. They're going to attack, keep the ball well. They're going to attack well. They've got plenty of quality all over the pitch, in particular in midfield as well. I'm not sure who's fit and who's not, but the likes and you got the likes of De Jong, Pedri, I'm a big fan of. Oh, unfortunately, Yamal won't be there, but you got Rafinha, you got Lewandowski. There's quality all over the pitch. And Newcastle, even though they haven't been at their best in the start of the Premier League season, I think stylistically, the way that Barcelona defend suits them down to a T. High line. And they've got them two absolutely electric wingers in Gordon and Elanga. That is exactly what Newcastle want. If you said to Newcastle, all right, how would you want a team to set up against you defensively that suits you, that you think you can take advantage of? It's a high line, big pitch as well. Mm-hmm. And I was saying this before they drew Barcelona. As soon as they signed Elanga, I said, them in the Champions League, they are going to move to a team, in particular, away from home. I don't think it'll be Barcelona. I think Barcelona's quality overall will show through, but I do think it will be a very good game. St. James's Park is going to be rocking. It's going to be absolutely rocking. Same way, because I remember when they was last in the Champions League a couple of years ago and they played, who was it they played? Did they play PSG?
Yeah, it was PSG. Was it PSG? And they should have gone through, but a few dodgy calls.
They played PSG. Yeah. Super entertaining matchups. I'm expecting more of the same. Guni already mentioned it about that WWE midfield. You already know why it is. When you get Joel and Tonali.
And Gamarch,
you know what it's going to be. So it's interesting to see. I'm interested to see how the Newcastle midfield deals with Barcelona and how Barcelona deal with the Newcastle midfield. Because that type of physicality they're not used to. Yeah. I don't know all
and
the
they could get bodied off the ball very easily.
They could. And that's where the interesting part lies. Not only the midfield battle, how did Barcelona deal with Newcastle on the break? Because like I said, those two wingers are absolutely electric. I don't think that there's probably not a quicker pair of wingers in the Premier League as a duo when it just comes to just straight speed. Voltemada can shift as well, and he seems like a good player from what I've been told. And of course, Barcelona going forward, how do Newcastle deal with that? Does Eddie Howe say, all right, let's sit in and just hit them on the counter-attack? Well, you might not see the ball for 10 minutes. That can become demoralizing.
Yeah.
You might not. If Barcelona are on it, you might not see the ball for a while.
But that's where the two different contrasting play. That's what it excites me. Because I know Ryan said Chelsea, Bayern, but realistically, we could see a game where the two styles are very similar to each other and individual brilliance wins that game, right? But this two completely different styles. If Barcelona want to do the tiki-taka thing and possession thing, they can. But then what's stopping Joe Linton or Guimaraes from winning a 50-50 foul? Because you know what, the WWE midfield, it takes one foul that should be a foul not to be called as a foul for Newcastle to get the ball back. And then if you can have them two, Joe Linton and Bruno Guimaraes, free up space for Tonali to spray the ball to those wingers, to play the ball up to Voltemar, who we know have good feet, who can hold up the ball. Why can't we see goals? Why can't this be entertaining? Why can't Barcelona lose or win 4-3, 4-2? Listen, this game, tactically, these are the type of games I like to see in Champions League. Two completely different teams, one clearly better than the other, But if you really break it down tactically, it's not that clear that they should win, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course, because of the things we're talking about. We know one thing anyway. Forget who Barcelona play in Newcastle. Barcelona's defensively can get got at. We know that much. And like I said, that high line on that big pitch as well, because St. James's Park is a big pitch. If they play that high line and the ball breaks down and Newcastle with the midfield, that WWE midfield, they have the quality in there to find Alanga over the top, or find Gordon, or find Voltemada. Also, the set piece side of things. There's so many variables into this. That's what it is. That's why I really like this, and I'm hoping it is a good. Hopefully, it's like a 4-3 or something. Oh, a thriller.
Yeah, it has the makings for it. That's for sure.
Yeah. I want a thriller. Watch it now. We said this be a no.
I think honestly, for Newcastle, I've got to agree with you, Flawless. But for me, the three players that I'm looking at in Newcastle to make the huge difference, Tonali number one, and the two wingers, like you said, because I feel in terms of creating those counter-attacks and potentially dictating anything, Tonali's that guy in that midfield for me. So those three are on song. I think Barcelona definitely could be in trouble, but I can't see. I'm going to stick with what I said. I can't see anything beyond Barcelona. I think they're going to get the result.
Might just be a last-minute Newcastle win. Now, with all that being said, let me get everyone's predictions, because next week when we record, we will be seeing who got what right. So, Ryan, Atletico, Arsenal. Let me write this down. Atletico, Arsenal. Score predictions.
Arsenal 2-1.
2-1 Arsenal. With that defense, you're only going to 1. Guni.
3-1 Arsenal.
Let me a minute, people. I'm writing this down. Why can I not spell? Flawless.
2-0 Arsenal.
Hey.
2-0 Arsenal. Okay, and I'm going to go. I'm alright with a pencil. I am going to go 3-0 Arsenal. Oof. If it's anything less, get Arteta out, bro. Next match. Real Madrid Marseille. Run through this quickly.
Real Madrid who?
Real Madrid Marseille.
And Real Madrid are at home. It has to be Madrid. I just don't see it from Marseille.
It's another 3-1 for me.
All right, so Guni, 3-1. Ryan,
3-0.
3-0. All right.
Mbappe hat-trick.
I mean, French contingent, you know what it is. Again, I see why you say that. Flawless.
Yeah, I'm with Guni 3-1 Madrid.
3-1. And I'm going to go 4-0. On one side to the landslide. Ready again. We're going again. Juventus Dortmund. Start with Guni.
That's going to be a good game. I think that one's going to be high scoring. I'm going to go 3-2 by Juve. Are Juve at Turin?
Yes.
Yeah. Then Juve for me.
Side note, people, for those who don't know, I'm going to put you on a game. Guni is very, very, very much loving a player for Juventus called Yildiz, Kenan Yildiz. So he will be keeping a keen eye on him.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
All right, so that's for the Juve game. Guni goes 3-2 to Ryan.
Juve, I'll go 2-0. They'll keep it clean. Yildiz definitely getting on the scoreboard, for sure.
100%.
Flawless.
Juve who? Who is it?
Dortmund.
2-1 Juventus.
1. And me, I'm going to go 2-2. Spurs Villarreal.
Okay.
They'll find a way to bottle this one. Villarreal 1-0. Watch it. Just watch it.
All right, so Ryan, you're going to go 1-0 Villarreal. 1-0 Villarreal.
In all fairness, they should be winning this. They've been looking solid all season.
But it's Spurs. Guni.
1-1.
1-1.
I'm just throwing numbers out there. I just don't know enough about Villarreal. So 1-1.
Okay. Flawless.
I don't know enough about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
about
Spurs,
Villarreal
man.
like
Whoa,
that.
whoa, whoa, yeah,
But
Spurs,
yeah,
man.
but yeah, let me get to go. Whoa. Let me get to
Word to troops.
where to my guy YG, man.
Word to troops. Are your side gal? Side gal.
That's why I'm gonna predict him. So just to annoy everyone in the chat, or the Chelsea lot, or the Arsenal lot in the chat, man. Hey, 1-0 Spurs. How about that? European champions. Shout out Spurs.
Oh no! Oh my! It still doesn't sound.
You
right.
realize you gave them that
happens.
European trophy.
Yes, I'm fully aware. You know what I'm saying?
Word
I
up.
went either way, as people like to tell me. It was your main versus your side. So hey, champions of Europe.
Moving on, PSG Atalanta. Because you're there for your foolish stuff, but that. PSG Atalanta, Guni.
4-1 PSG.
Solid. Watch Atalanta. Just have a feeling Atalanta is going to come with a performance and we're going to be like, no one saw that coming.
I won't complain.
Ryan, PSG Atalanta.
Oh, I'm gonna go with PSG on this one. 2-0 to them.
Flawless.
Yeah, 3-1 PSG.
3-1. I'm going to actually copy that. 3-1 PSG. All right. Liverpool Atletico Madrid. I think the last time
2-2.
2-2 Guni. Got you. The last time didn't
Yep.
Atletico beat Liverpool at Anfield last time?
Yeah, they did. Morata scored. Yeah.
Yeah, that celebration.
Well, all right.
2-2. I hear it. Ryan.
I'm gonna go with 1-1. I think Liverpool will struggle in this game. I think Atletico will definitely be a foil in this point. Simeone got something cooked up for them for sure.
Flawless, bro.
Yeah, Liverpool got this, man. But they haven't been bad. I'll go 2-1 Liverpool.
And for me, I'm going to go. Think about it. I'm gonna go 3-2. But Isak might feature only. I'm gonna go 3-2 Liverpool. 3-2 Liverpool. Guni, Bayern, Chelsea.
Watch this space.
Bayern, Chelsea.
Goody with an A, was up you.
Oh. 3-2. Bayern, Chelsea. Flawless, Bayern, Chelsea.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. Sorry. 2-1 Chelsea. I'm saying it with chest.
With chest.
Man,
So
the
with
bias
chest,
is
2-1
real.
Chelsea. Okay. Ryan.
Yes, mate.
Watch it be 3-2 Bayern. Nico Jackson with the retribution goal.
3-2 Bayern.
Can he even play in this game against you guys, or it
Yeah,
doesn't matter?
UFA rules, he can.
He can't play. Okay, watch him come off the bench and score. Nothing.
If he
Nothing will
scores the
savor
winner, it's going to be a very expensive evening because my flat screen is coming off the wall.
Damn.
Flawless. Bayern, Chelsea.
Yeah, man. 2-2. Nicholas Jackson equalizer.
There's always a hater.
Hey,
and I'm surrounded by
Nah,
him.
he's doing this on purpose.
Yeah, but he's doing this.
Yeah,
He's a hater, bro.
What
He's
you
doing
say
no
about
logic.
him, man? Hey, if Brentford can do it, I can't buy him. Very much already buying like that. I think you're a bad team.
Why did you choose Nicholas Jackson? All 25
players,
players by
right?
Munich have. Why did you pick him?
Just because that will cause the most pain. That's why, man.
I'm
I'll probably run off Ganacho again. Sorry, go on. As you were.
Oh, man.
3-1 Chelsea.
Oh,
3-1
boy,
Chelsea.
no.
And I'm saying with
At
chest.
the Allianz as well. Okay.
I mean, where it all started. Let it all work out. We were top about. Right? And people, you see where Flawless has a difficult time working with me sometimes. Manchester City, Napoli.
Facts.
Good, what we say? City, Napoli.
City at the Etihad, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-2 again.
I like that. Respect to Napoli. You know, McTominay and them, man.
Yep.
Ryan.
I think Kevin De Bruyne will definitely put on a show coming back to the Etihad, but it'll be like a 2-2 game. I agree. Yeah, with Guni.
Mm-hmm. Flawless?
I ain't picked no English team to lose that. 2-1 Napoli.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Fair enough. I hear it. But just because he wants an English team to lose, just because.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so
I think he's a little salty, though. I think he's a little salty over the weekend. That's what it is.
Very salty, you know what I'm saying? Even if we would have beat them 3-0, fuck City, like 2-1, man. I'll let you lot know when I'm being biased.
But just say it with your chest.
I say, yeah, man. 2-1 Napoli. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, because I've been watching the Serie A. Napoli is a good outfit, and that midfield is good, bro. So I'm gonna go with a 2-2. If City, if Foden turned up and played like how they played over the weekend, and this is not a dig at you, Flowers, I'm just saying, if they have somewhat of a good attacking performance, then they will score goals. But defensively, they're so woeful, man. They're so woeful. And the match that I think all of us are looking forward to, the last match here, Newcastle Napoli, Newcastle Barcelona.
3-2.
3-2
Barcelona. Yeah.
Right?
I'm going to go 3-3 draw.
Oy.
That's not a bad show.
It's not.
St. James, not a bad show. Flawless.
This is a tough one. 3-2 Barca.
3-2 Barca. Okay. I'm gonna go 3-2 Newcastle. Because here's what. Another little context behind this, because we're gonna wrap up now. If Newcastle wants to advance to the next round, they have to take advantage of their home games. And I don't care if it's a big team they're playing, I don't care if it's a small team, they have to take advantage of their home games. And they have the midfield to do so at St. James's Park. And while they have fit players, they have the attack to do so as well. Especially against this. And I think this high line is going to cost Barcelona, because if you saw how they started the league, a couple teams took advantage of that already. And I would like to say some of the teams that Barca has played so far, Newcastle is a better outfit. So, hey, guys, that has been your Champions League Match Week 1 official preview. Flawless, let the people know where they can find you and what you got coming up.
Yo, big up for having me. We appreciate it. When will this go out?
This is coming out tomorrow morning, 10. I'm trying to drop it 10 a.m. UK time.
Okay, so you lot run up the likes, hit the subscribe button. Big up for having me. Appreciate it. Sarcasm City TV on YouTube, people. In regards to Champions League as well, Sarcasm City TV Twitch as well. The Champions League watch-alongs will be going down. So the Arsenal game, Chelsea game, Newcastle game as well. They're just free off the top of their head that I'll be doing as well. Real Madrid, Marseille. And then there's another one as well on a Wednesday that I can't remember. But yes, Sarcasm City TV on YouTube. Please go subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also Sarcasm City TV on Twitch as well.
Yes. Guni, let people know they can find on Twitter, and any final thoughts.
Twitter, Man Know Football. Yes, it's Man Know, not Knows, because I didn't have enough characters. But there you go. That's where you can find me on Twitter. The YouTube thing, you can find me. I'm a journeyman right now. You might find me here. You might see me there. You might see me everywhere. So just keep your eyes peeled on everybody's channel. That way nobody can tell me off and say, Guni, you didn't say to feature on my channel. I said everybody's channel. All right? So like, share, subscribe.
Ryan, welcome back to the channel. Any final thoughts?
First. Guys, thank you. I did want to ask y'all one little thing. How do you guys like the new Champions League format?
Go on, you man answer first. Go on.
We spoke about it on last week's episode, but let me give my quick thoughts. Really, like it, but they need to bring back away goals.
Okay.
Yeah, basically the same thing he said. Bring back the away goals.
Yeah, for me, like I mentioned this last week, that I was skeptical of it at first, but I really do like it because we get bigger games earlier. Mm-hmm. That's what I really like about it. I think the group stage was becoming very, very boring. It was very, very predictable. The odd time you get like a group of death, where you might get 3 big teams or 2 massive teams on one quarter, and then one side that's like slightly less in terms of stature. But list throws out. Look at the games we're talking about. You never getting
got a
like
lot of
PSG,
showtimes,
Barcelona are facing each other. You're never getting that in a group stage ever. You like, and I'm sure if you look through the list, there's more big games where you go Chelsea, Bayern. You ain't getting Chelsea, Bayern anywhere else. You're getting Real Madrid, Liverpool. That's just 3 off the top of my head. If you go through each match day, there's a game where you go, oh yeah, that's a good one. I like that. So yeah, but bring back away goals, yes, but I do like the new format.
All right. I know we were closing out. My bad on that. That was one question I wanted to get off my chest. But yeah, if you guys want to find me, I feature a lot on Final Whistle Podcast. I'm just coming back to it. Javon, thank you for having me again, bro.
No problem. And people, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. Up the likes. Road to 2,000 subscribers, then 3, and then 10. We're going to take a big jump. And yeah, you can catch me on All You Can Eat Chelsea tomorrow morning. I'm not sure if I'm on the United Chelsea show this week.
Yeah.
I'm there this week.
You a permanent resident?
Okay, and I'm on. I'm dropping my show where we talk about everything Chelsea related, either Wednesday because the recording for it is tomorrow night, so probably Wednesday, and then we have match preview. Might have a match review for the Champions League game. Okay, actually, yes, it's first time back in Champions League. We're gonna have a match review for the Bayern Munich Chelsea game. I'm back on the Yadman show on Saturday. Please check that out. It's on the Sarcasm City TV. And then a match review against Manchester United.
Give them hell, United.
Shut up. Might even drop a preview for that. But yeah, and then we'll be back here next week, and then Guni might feature on the Chelsea show to talk about that United game. Because if we lose that United game, I'm going to be seething. But yeah, people, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. UCL football, Champions League is back. Peace, and up the Chelsea. I'm going to still say it. I already said it. Up the Chelsea. Peace.